This sexy beauty is the demon lord, but is forced to marry a sinister merchant. On their wedding, the merchant does not even give her a ring but a necklace symbolizing slavery. The demon lord does not resist at all, only shedding tears of fear. What exactly did the merchant do to the demon lord? Let's find it out in today's story. In the last episode, we mentioned that Setsu and Ruri traveled to the demon continent on Leviathan. As soon as they arrive, a huge octopus monster shows up, forcing them to fall into a battle. Setsu knows that Leviathan won't lose to it, so he just watches the exciting battle as a bystander. As expected, Leviathan soon wins the battle, and transforms into human form, questioning why Setsu didn't help her. Setsu feels a little guilty, so he makes deep-fried squid rings with one of the tentacles of the octopus monster, hoping that Leviathan will forgive him after eating it. Leviathan likes the snack, so she forgives Setsu. She is then surprised to learn that Ruri comes here to give the jewelry back to its owner, who turns out to be the demon lord. Ruri didn't know about it, and she now feels shocked and a bit scared. When Ruri and Setsu set off, Leviathan wants to return to the ocean, while Setsu invites her to travel with him. She thinks about it for a while and accepts the invitation. Just then, several demon kids come over. Setsu shares the fried squid rings with them, who happily eat them up and then ask Setsu if he can help transport the octopus to their village. Setsu grants their request. The main industry of the children's village was fishing. Recently, because of the appearance of the octopus monster, the villagers have been unable to fish, and famine seems to be approaching. So when Setsu brings the body of the octopus to them, they are so happy and grateful. That night, the villagers throw a big party for the arrival of Setsu and Leviathan. As they are happily enjoying the cuisine Setsu made, a demon general comes nearby. It turns out that when he saw the smoke and fire, he assumed the humans had begun to attack, thus rushing over to defend against the aggression. Meanwhile, Ruri and Leviathan are chatting, and Leviathan mentions Setsu's past. Many years ago, she and Setsu had an adventure together, which brought them to be close friends. She also reveals to Ruri that Setsu is the legendary hero. From Livia's expression, Ruri can tell she has fallen in love with Setsu. Just then, the demon general interrupts their conversation as he breaks into the village, only to find that the village is not attacked, but holding a party. After the party, the demon general apologizes to Leviathan and Setsu while asking them for help. It turns out that the demon lord will soon be forced to marry a human merchant. A month ago, humans sent soldiers to attack the demon continent, and although the demons eventually defeated those human soldiers, the demon lord did not want to go to war with humans, so a merchant offered that he could use his influence to stop the war, on the condition that the demon lord marry him. Setsu is surprised because he didn't expect a human merchant to be so influential, until he learns that the merchant is the richest man in mankind. What's worse, the merchant is very perverted. He does not really want to marry the demon lord, but intends to make her become his slave and satisfy his perverted desires. Setsu is so angry that he vows to sabotage the merchant's scheme and protect the demon lord from harm. Therefore, Setsu and Leviathan set off that night, without Ruri as she is too slow. The wedding is about to begin, so they have to rush to the demon lord's castle as fast as possible. On the way to the castle, they encounter a lot of monsters, which of course pose no threats to them. After defeating the monsters, Setsu begins to analyze recent events. Both humans and demons have been attacked by each other, and both believe that it is the other who wants to start a war. Apparently, a third party has manipulated a group of soldiers to start a war between humans and demons. Added to the fact that the merchant may get a lot of benefits from this war, he is very suspicious. Setsu decides to investigate the conspiracy after sabotaging the wedding. Soon, Setsu and Leviathan reach the demon lord's castle. Many years ago, the castle was a forbidden place for humans as demons and humans were always at war, which did not end until a human hero appeared. After the war, the hero gave the demon lord a jewelry as a gift, which she cherished a lot because she had fallen in love with the hero, who turns out to be Setsu's previous life. Since he was back to Earth, the demon lord has never seen him again, thus falling into deep grief. Anyway, the truce brought the kingdom to be peaceful and prosperous, and the demon lord was very pleased with this. Not long after, the demon lord found the jewelry suddenly cracked, so she commissioned her most trusted general to travel to the human realm to find craftsmen who could repair it. That craftsman was Ruri's grandfather. Before she could get the repaired jewelry, some human soldiers attacked the demon continent, which shocked and enraged the demon lord. But instead of declaring a war with humans, she remained calm, because she was aware that another war would bring both sides terrible casualties. Just when the demon lord was troubled, the richest merchant of mankind suddenly visited. The merchant offered to marry the demon lord, and promised that he would use his influence to prevent the outbreak of war. But the merchant is a real pervert. His real intention was to make the demon lord a slave to satisfy his perverted desires. He took out a necklace instead of a wedding ring, asking the demon lord to put it on so that she would be controlled by the cursed necklace and obey whatever he orders. All the demon ministers did not agree with the marriage, preferring to go to war with humans, but to maintain the peace. The demon lord had no other choice. In the end, she decided to sacrifice her happiness to save the entire kingdom. When the demon general heard about this, he tried to convince the demon lord not to do this. All the demon soldiers were ready to go to war for the sake of the demon lord, but she believed this was why she must marry the merchant. She couldn't bear to see her fellows killed or injured in the war again. Also, the peaceful coexistence of the demon race with humans can be regarded as the legacy left by the hero, who she loves deeply, so she didn't want to destroy the peace. It seems the demon lord has made up her mind, but when she was alone, she couldn't help but cry sadly. Learning that the demon lord had agreed to marry him, the merchant immediately reported it to a mysterious magician, whose master turned out to be the one sending soldiers to attack humans and demons. The magician told the merchant that the war would not be stopped because his master had more plans to take. On the day of the wedding ceremony, the demon lord is in a white wedding dress. This is supposed to be a happy moment, but she looks very sad. When it's time to exchange rings, the merchant takes out the slave necklace, trying to put it onto the demon lord in public. Then, she will become a slave to the merchant and must obey his orders unconditionally. At this critical moment, Setsu breaks the window, rushes into the wedding scene, and stops the merchant. Seeing this, the magician's men begin to attack Setsu, while Leviathan immediately counterattacks, defeating all of them. The magician then uses a spell to attack Leviathan, who is good at fighting in the water, and is weakened a lot on the land. Therefore, she is defeated by the magician. Thankfully, Setsu rushes to attack the magician and protect Leviathan. The magician is also quite strong, and although he cannot defeat Setsu, he still finds an opportunity to escape. As the magician escapes, the demon lord hugs Setsu tightly. Although the current Setsu looks different from his previous life, she still recognized him instantly. Setsu is also happy to reunite with the demon lord, but he can't stay in the demon continent for too long, because he felt the magic used by the magician was quite like Toma's, which shows that the magician must be Toma's subordinate. Setsu intends to travel to the beast realm to warn the king of the beast men to watch out for Toma's conspiracy. Before he sets off, Ruri shows up here. She gives the jewelry to Setsu and asks him to hand it on to the demon lord. When he once again presents it to the demon lord, she is very touched. The demon lord desperately wants to travel with Setsu, but she has too many important government affairs to deal with, and must stay in her kingdom and protect her people. Meanwhile, she invites Ruri to open a jewelry store in the demon continent, and Ruri happily accepts the invitation, but it means she has to leave Setsu's team. Next, Setsu will travel with Leviathan to the land of the beast men, unveiling his new adventure. Before Setsu embarks on his new journey, let's take a look at Yuhi's story. Yuhi first met Setsu 10 years ago, when he had just moved into her neighborhood. He was a 6-year-old kid back then, with a powerful hero's soul. Even though he was reluctant to play with Yuhi, he had always taken care of her like an older brother, so Yuhi gradually fell in love with the gentle and wise boy. Setsu's intelligence far exceeds that of his peers, so his grades were excellent, but Yuhi was just an average one in the class, unable to get into the same high school as Setsu. Yuhi was very troubled by this. Learning of that, Setsu offered to help her study, and Yuhi was finally admitted to the best high school. Yuhi has always been grateful to Setsu, so she desperately hopes that she can repay Setsu. When Yuhi came to the other world, she has been training very hard. She wants to get stronger as fast as she can so that she can help Setsu in battles. With this determination, Yuhi approaches Setsu's former companions in the hope that they can offer her special training. Setsu's companions can see how determined Yuhi is, and agree to her request, ready to train her hard. Yuhi is talented in magic, and she is already the strongest among her classmates besides Setsu. But Elka sees that Yuhi still has a serious weakness. That is, she is unwilling to kill her opponent. When fighting with the monster, Yuhi obviously has defeated it but is unwilling to give it a fatal blow. Elka tells Yuhi that war is brutal and that she must have the determination to kill the enemies in order to survive on the battlefield. But Yuhi disagrees, insisting that not all enemies should be killed. That's when another of Setsu's partners enlightens Yuhi. He tells Yuhi that everyone has their own rules, and if Yuhi thinks it's wrong to kill, she can stick to her principle. But at the same time, she needs to become stronger, because it is more difficult to win without killing in battles. Listening to it, Yuhi soon makes up her mind. She starts training harder to become stronger, and her intention is not to kill, but to win without slaughtering. She wants to be strong enough and have better control over the power of magic so that she can defeat enemies while keeping them alive. Elka approves of Yuhi's rules, and she believes that Yuhi is similar to Setsu, powerful and kind. Eventually, she will become a strong hero like Setsu. That brings the end of episodes 3 to 5 of Summoned to Another World. Again, I think the Demon Lord is a very respectable leader, willing to sacrifice herself for the peace of her country. Fortunately, she did not end up tragically being a merchant slave, because Setsu came to the demon continent in time and successfully saved her. Then, Setsu will travel elsewhere to visit more old friends and sabotage Toma's conspiracy. I am sure that Setsu and his partner will surely bring more touching stories. If you like the story as much as I do, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Comment below if you want me to continue recapping the rest of this anime. See you in my next video.